Hello, and welcome to Paso Norte Health Foundation's Wellness Wednesday Q&A, keeping kids connected during COVID-19. Today we're here with Paso Norte Health Foundation's Bianca de León. She's the program officer for the foundation's Healthy Kids Initiative. And we're also joined by Andrea Gates-Ingle, the founder of Creative Kids, a local nonprofit which helps kids gain education through art. Bianca and Andrea will answer your questions and share some resources for parents, guardians, and teachers who are looking to keep their kids engaged during the COVID-19 public health crisis here in El Paso. We encourage you to submit your questions early in the comments here on Facebook Live, and we'll answer as many as possible during this 15-minute session. As always, we encourage you to visit epcovid19.org. It is your COVID-19 information hub for the Paso del Norte region. It was created by Paso del Norte Health Foundation to help the community, you and your loved ones, find valuable resources to help get through the current health crisis. There's links and other resources for parents, students, businesses, mental health needs, and lots more. And that does include learning and health resources for kids. So welcome today to Bianca and Andrea. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for doing this.
Once again, we do encourage everyone to submit questions. We're going to go ahead with the first question here for Bianca. Why is it important right now to keep kids connected to programs during this pandemic?
Kids really, I think they're used to routine, and they're used to, particularly when we talk about kids like 6 to 17, they're used to being around their peers. And so a lot of our programs, particularly that we are working with, are still providing those avenues to connect with their peers in these safe spaces with programs, with the trusted adult that they're typically used to working with at the program. And I think it also gives them the space to have their routine, despite, nothing in our lives feels routine right now, I'm sure. So keeping kids connected, it keeps them safe. Gives them something to do besides. So many of our kids are just, and parents are focused on their schoolwork right now. So it gives them a little bit of a creative outlet as well, to be able to do something different, even though they're still at home.
Great, that's good. That's very good information. So what resources are available out there right now for parents and caretakers trying to find activities for their kids while they are having to be schooled at home?
I feel like every day I find new resources available to parents, caretakers, even the kids themselves. So the first thing I would do is recommend that if your son or daughter was already involved in an after-school program, connect with the program and ask them what they're doing. Many of the programs that we are working with are providing virtual programming or opportunities for them to still be connected with the program. And so that would be the first thing I would do is connect with the program that you have already been affiliated and participating with. As you mentioned, EP COVID-19, we are updating that weekly with new information that we find from programs too. So this would include everything at a national level. Organizations like Alliance for a Healthier Generation have included a lot of great information for parents to take advantage of. I know that's on there. And then you've got a lot of local resources from providers here in El Paso or in Las Cruces or in Ciudad Juarez as well. So they could log on to the website as well and get connected to some of the program options or ideas that are available online. Insights, I think, has done a really great job of putting some information up on their website. I know the El Paso Public Library does something like every day, I think, on Facebook. So they're providing a lot of resources. If you've got internet and you've got the access, I would encourage you to just look around because there's plenty to do out there.
Great. Thank you for that information as well. So once again, for our viewers out there, we're here today discussing how to keep kids connected during COVID-19. We're here with Bianca de León. She's the program officer for the Paso del Norte Health Foundation's Healthy Kids Initiative. Part of that initiative is just keeping kids engaged and keeping them connected in various ways in order to help them throughout their educational career and keep them engaged. One of the organizations that initiative is partnered with is Creative Kids, and we're also here with Andrea Gates-Ingle. She's one of the founders of Creative Kids. Drea, for those who don't know about Creative Kids, let's start off. Just tell us a little bit about what you all do.
Sure, we're a local nonprofit here in El Paso, going on 22 years. And our mission is really to positively impact the youth in our region through the arts.
And so, what have you all done to kind of pivot in the days of this pandemic to keep reaching the youth that you were already involved with and keep them connected?
Yeah, so, like all of us, this hit out of nowhere. So what we did, we were able to, the day that the stay home, work safe initiative or the shutdown happened, we were able to get with our staff, have one last meeting in person, and just really come together and figure out what we were going to do, because we thought it's very important to keep reaching our youth. We can't just keep them sidelined. They need us more than ever now. They need some structure and routine. So the best way we thought to reach them in this time was to do some virtual programming. And so what that is looking like is every week we release an art activity that can be done at your home, and they're about 12-minute videos, and we really try to create them around using materials that you would have around your house where you don't have to leave and go to the store. And so I'm really proud of our team, because we're all doing things that we're not used to doing, like running a camera and cutting up videos and coming up with curriculum on the fly. And so we all just really came together to make sure that these kids can stay connected this way. And it's working. A lot of these kids and their parents send us the finished products, and so we're really proud to see that that's working and reaching our kids in Fabens in our rural community with Project Able that the Health Foundation helps to support. So to know that we're still being able to connect and reach with those kids it's giving us the will to keep doing these, because they do take a lot of time and effort and energy, but the fact that we're getting to reach our kids is phenomenal. And we're also creating a website, makingartspossible.org. And so all the artwork that we've been getting sent in over the past couple of weeks of the project Sent at Home will be up on this website for people to view here in the next week or two.
Great. While we're here, I do want to again encourage anyone watching to submit their questions here in the comments, and we'll try and get to them during this 15-minute live session to talk about keeping kids engaged during COVID-19. We also want to encourage everyone to log on to epcovid19.org, where there's information in both English and Spanish regarding COVID-19 and resources that are available to the community. Those include resources to keep children active and engaged. There's plenty of stuff on here, from YMCA virtual workouts to information from the El Paso Child Guidance Center, virtual walking tours. There's a 2020 Census Challenge. There's the Catch Global Foundation, which has assembled a free set of lessons and resources for teachers regarding health and nutrition education. There's just a variety of different resources that are available there on epcovid19.org. So we encourage everybody to go on there and log on and see what's available in all these different areas. We're here also with Andrea Gates-Ingle, who's one of the founders of Creative Kids. Andrea, how have you all managed to keep your staff engaged through all of this?
So like I said earlier, having everyone, we had to kind of take that pivot, and everyone's doing things that normally wasn't in their everyday kind of routine with work when we actually physically go in. So just redefining everyone's roles and getting them to meet the task of getting this virtual programming out has been really important. And I think too, just like our kids need structure and routine, so do our staff. They were like, if we can just get deadlines and weekly, kind of deadlines that they need to meet every week, has been very helpful, because the first week we were all kind of confused and what's happening. And, so now we have a set deadline and schedule for them so that all the work can get done. And it's been working beautifully. I'm super proud of them and how we've been able to come together to make this happen.
Okay, and we do have a question from Facebook regarding whether what are the charges for some of these virtual programs, whether or not they're free. I know on epcovid19.org there are a lot of free resources for virtual programs available for kids. Drea, maybe you can talk a little bit about if kids can still enroll in some of your programs, and if there is any charge associated.
Yeah, so if you go to Creative Kids Inc., our YouTube channel, Creative Kids Inc., there is all of the videos that we upload. Those are free to anyone that wants to view them, totally free. What we are going to start next Saturday is trying to do some instruction live, and that's going to be through care.com/explore. It'll be out on our social media channels next week. But we're going to try that avenue of teaching live for an hour, and those classes would be $10. And our very first one will be to start a self-portrait from your home. And so we're going to see how that works. And that's for anybody in El Paso or across the community or country that want to try to learn something live. And it'll be done kind of through the same format of Zoom.
Okay. And so going back to Bianca, not only are you in charge of the Healthy Kids initiative for the Paso Norte Health Foundation, but you're also a parent, and I know you're trying to everybody is trying to manage having kids at home as well as trying to work from home. How do you find that balance during these times of having the necessity to have your children continue their learning and academic preparedness and allowing them to have fun with these types of activities?
Yeah, it's certainly been a learning curve, and every day is new. Every day, when I first started working from home, my mom was actually still coming to help us, and then kind of the stay-at-home orders got a little more strict, and so she stayed at home. And then my husband's now working from home. So like our dynamic has been very different too over the last 5 weeks. But I think one of the most important things has just been to not aim for perfection. We have a lot on our plates right now, more than I think we've ever had before. And I certainly don't envy the parents. My daughter's only 2. I don't envy the parents who have kids in school and are working through curricula and trying to wear that hat as a teacher. And I would just offer, give yourself some grace. It's not easy. It's also not forever. So be gentle with yourselves, be gentle with your kids. We're all navigating these unprecedented times. And I think the most important thing is for us to just be able to get through this. There's going to be an end. We don't know when that is, but there's going to be an end, and we'll have a new normal. And until then, we do what we can. And the house isn't going to be clean every day, and we're not going to get through all of the lessons that we're supposed to every day for school. We may not finish all of our projects, but I think if we can keep healthy relationships with each other in our homes, that's going to certainly make how we interact, the work that we have to get done, that much easier. So yes, it's challenging, but I believe that we can do this. I believe that we'll make it to the other side, and still have those good relationships with our kids, with our partners, and anyone else that's in your household. And I would just say that, try to focus on those relationships and maintain open communication so that we're all, there's a lot of new stressors on us too. And so we can navigate those together. I think we'll be better for it.
Mm-hmm. So, Drea, has there been any good that has come out of this situation that you've seen in the interaction with kids, and what do you think will change when things come back to normal?
I think the good, so like for our organization, it's forced us to do things we've always wanted to do, but just didn't have the time or didn't think we could do it. So, like taking this virtual learning, we've always wanted to put on a platform. So for us, doing that during this time really forced us to do it, and we saw that we can do it. And it's strange, like I feel like kids are even more connected now with this, kind of stay home order, like with the Zoom and the technology that affords us to keep connected with our kids and our parents. Like we use the Remind app for our programs, and that's been super helpful to make sure that we're still in contact with everyone, because I think it's important that these kids know we're still here for them and they can have something to look forward to once a week. And so communication has been key for us with our parents, our kids, our program partners, our underwriters, just to let people know what we're doing in this time.
Okay. And so we're closing in on our 15-minute time limit here. Before we do wrap up, though, there is one more question from Facebook for Drea. Somebody wants to know if the art that you're seeing produced right now by the children is fairly typical, or does it reflect some of the maybe anxieties that they might have about COVID-19?
Oh, that's a good question. Luckily, the projects we've done have kind of been light. Like our very first one we launched was Our Family is a Rock. And so it was literally taking rocks in your backyard and paint them around your family. So it was really nice and special to see the kids turn in things that are, special to them. It's their neighbors, their family, their grandmothers. So luckily, everything we've seen so far is positive. Our next project after that was the poppies, and so it was bright and colorful. But nothing yet that shows any of the type of anxiety that I'm sure a lot of our kids are feeling. But again, we'll have that up on our website here soon, the makingartpossible.org. It's going to be a different website from our creativekidsart.org, but check in the next week or two, and we'll have all that gallery up where you can view the artwork.
Great. And one final question for you, Bianca, before we do wrap up here. If somebody out there in the community wants to get involved or wants to give back, and especially to something as important as keeping kids healthy and engaged, how can they do that?
They can connect with me. All of our information is on our Paso del Norte Health Foundation.org website, and I certainly could help point them in the right direction if they wanted to work with a particular organization, or could work with our sister foundation, the Paso del Norte Community Foundation, if they wanted to contribute to one of these organizations as well. So, there are certainly lots of opportunities, I think, for adults even to connect with some of these programs that are doing some really great things for kids in our region.
Great, thank you. So again, wrapping up here on our Facebook Live Q&A. We do this every Wednesday here on the Health Foundation's Facebook page ever since the COVID-19 crisis has started. This week, our topic was keeping kids connected during COVID-19. I want to thank our guests, Andrea Gates-Ingle, who is the co-founder of Creative Kids, a local nonprofit, and as well as Bianca de León, who is the program officer for the Health Foundation's Healthy Kids Initiative. As always, we do encourage you to visit epcovid19.org. It's a COVID-19 information hub for the Paso del Norte region. It was created by the Paso del Norte Health Foundation to help the community stay connected and find valuable resources to help get through the current health crisis. There's links there available to you with lots of free resources for businesses, mental health needs, a lot of other needs that are out there in the community right now due to the current COVID-19 situation. And that does include learning and health resources for kids. Thank you again for joining us. We'll be back here next Wednesday at noon with another topic related to COVID-19. And as always, on Tuesdays, we're also live on the Paso del Norte Community Foundation's Facebook page, discussing topics with some of their initiatives and some of their partners. So please join us every week for these lives on Tuesdays and Wednesdays. And thank you again for joining us, Drea and Bianca. We'll see you all next week.
Thank you.